8.
Um, yeah, just lower right here on the lower part. You mean lower? I can lower it a
No,
little
no,
bit.
no, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay. Right.
You should.
Oh, hey, Bob. You answered with Bob. Bob. What's the matter? Oh, yeah, go to YouTube. I'm not monitoring Facebook.
Well, you should be clear about that. Because Ash wasn't me that was watching it.
I did. I said Chad on YouTube. Is the picture quality okay? Because I lowered the quality.
That's fantastic. Oh, the puppies in the background.
Thanks, dude. There's a, I know there's a large delay on this. You're probably just answering my question whether the quality's good or not. Oh, no, the printer's not unplugged. Let me unplug it. That's a good point. Now it's unplugged.
Speak up. He's ready.
What, am I too loud? I can't talk any louder than that.
Just talk a little bit louder.
I unplugged the printer.
He's the one. Where? Is it warm in the house? I turn it on and shut the doors. And then I shut the front door. And text me when Valerie knows. That's fine. Seven to eight people have a lot of business. I don't care. I'm not questioning you. And don't worry about it. They're turning me on and shut me on. Turn moms, you know, at 6 o'clock. Now go over to this, do this with them. Put your glasses on. Tell mommy the inside of here. Tell my mother.
I hope the belts I got are enough to reach around. Yeah, the link's on Facebook. It's actually streaming live on Facebook. If you go to Facebook, it's actually playing live.
Don't touch it. What's the temperature? Okay. Bring me over to the floor position. And hit the down arrow once. Tell me what it says. Okay, do it on there. Now go shut all the windows.
Okay, let me put these in another case. Alright, so that'll go there. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is put these on.
You're using my iris box, you jerk.
The broken ones. I have my Surface on Octoprint on another network printer. I will check these. Okay, cool. Let me know. Yikes. Yikes. Okay. All right, so I don't know if you can see it. Inside these casings, there's a little metal gasket with these two pins, and you need a tool to get this out. So instead of me using a tool, I'm going to use these clippers, and I'm going to pull I'm going to get it right inside here, and I'm going to grab these little clippers in here, and I'm going to squeeze this together, and I'm going to attempt to, just like that, pull it out. And now this should, look, just popped right out. And there's the old one. So now the old one comes out, the new one goes in, push it in, and then I put the new casing on. So I put that new.
Bill, do they look like they're the same?
Yeah, they look like they fit pretty well.
Yeah, do they look like they're the same if they put it out?
I'll compare it in a second. Let me get this on. This is the tricky part. Let me try to do it over here. So I'm going to take this tool. I'm going to grip it, put it in, squeeze it, and lock it into place. And make sure it's, it just snapped in. I just heard it snap in. So it just snapped up, it just snapped it in again. So I'm just going to make sure it's snapped in. And let me go grab a pair of glasses and make sure that's all the way in. Be right back. Okay, let me look at this closely.
Are they okay?
Yeah, they're fine. And it looks like dang it, that looks good. That looks really good. Okay. I would call that a success. Success number 1. 6 more to go. So we'll put this here. Successes go over here. Here's the next one. Let's compare the old one to the. So here's the old ones. And then here's the IGUS ones or EGUS ones or how you ever want to call them. And they look about the same size. Yeah, they're about the same size. Okay, so we'll put the old ones over here. Let's do the next one. So anybody who's going to watch a replay of this, you can use the tool that came with the printer. What you want to do is just put it's just wide enough. It's actually a perfect size. Just put it in there, carefully squeeze it together, and then pull it out. And then slide the old one out. If it doesn't come out, you may need a little help. And I have seen this on videos where this one didn't come out, so they slid it out from the other side. So let me, I'm not going to try to force it. I'm going to actually just take out the other side. And see, look, it easily popped out of the other side. So I'm going to put this one out, only because I don't want to force this one to the other side. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this one in. And then I'm going to grab this one. I made it before it's over. No, I just started. Thanks for joining X9, 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 X9. I just started. I just pulled these off. I'm showing you how to take the old bearings out of the bearing block. I think this is what this is called, and then put the new bearings in. So I'm putting this back in. This is the hardest part. If you don't have a tool, I'm just kind of rigging it. And this is kind of frustrating, so just kind of be patient. These will fly around the room if you're not careful. I watched a lot of videos on this, so if you have a tool, it's much better. You just want to make sure this is snapped in. I built my Anet last night, but I am having problems with the X-axis not sliding well. I am hoping you get there so I can possibly... Okay, my Anet has been built. It's been working fine. I upgraded my belts, and then I've had the problems with it. I could tell you, make sure everything is properly leveled. Make sure that your frame is square. So go through your frame, make sure everything is square. Make sure that these rods are straight. And as soon as I get this done, let me get this done and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, that one looks good. Okay, let me grab my camera. Okay. Right now my printer's apart, so forgive the explanation, but there's on the Anet Facebook forum. If you're not on that forum, join that forum. Join the Facebook group. It's a great group, but on that Facebook group, there's a troubleshooting guide. Go to the file section, and on that file section, they show you how to take a ruler and measure from this point to this point and from back to front, and make sure everything is square. One of the things you want to do is make sure that your belts are not. You want to make sure that they're aligned. So I would make sure that you loosen your belts and loosen these, and then kind of move your bed back and forth, and then once you move your bed back and forth, then tighten everything up. Also, loosen all the bolts here, and here, and here, and then make sure your frame is sitting flush on your table, and then tighten all those up, and that'll make sure that this back of your printer is perfectly on the table. I would start there. Then look at these rods and make sure that these rods are even at the top and the bottom. You want to make sure that these are even down. This is hard to do. Now, when you're assembling your printer, it just tells you to, by factory, this coupler is set real low. I think it's like real short. It's actually almost right in below this this housing for the Anet. You actually want to make sure this is 3 millimeters above, and this rod is 3 millimeters in. So you really want a gap right in the center of this coupler. So this rod should almost reach the top. Ignore mine. I actually have new ones. This is one of the upgrades I'm going to do today. This rod should almost actually reach the top of your printer. And if anybody tells you to print a stabilizer that goes in here and actually butts up against these two, or a mounting stabilizer, don't do that, because this should fit. This should float freely on your printer. So make sure that these rods are straight. Make sure that this coupler has just a little bit of gap in between this rod and this rod, and make sure these are straight. So if you can, print these, or some kind of brace for the top of your printer, and this will line the top of your printer. And I think if you make sure that everything is square, make sure these rods are straight, make sure that you loosen the bed, push it down, make sure the back is square, make sure everything is square, make sure your belts are tight, but not overly tight, but it runs freely. And I'm going to actually do that because I'm replacing my belt on this upgrade. Then I think you'll have a lot easier time with your printer, and things will work out for you. Okay, so let's get back to this. So we did these two. Let's do this one. I hope that answered your question, by the way. By the way, the reason why I'm doing my upgrade is because I did a belt tensioner and upgraded my belts. And for some reason, I went from something like looking like this, which is a beautiful print, and now I'm chasing like bad prints. It's now looking like this. So I'm getting some kind of wobble. And I think what happened was I did the ultimate and just over tightened my belt, or I got the wrong belt, and they sent me out belts that kind of destroyed my pulleys. So I think I have a wobble on my pulley. So I'm going to, in this upgrade, I'm also going to replace my pulley. So I made sure that I have 16 teeth pulleys with the appropriate belts to go along with it. So that's one of the other upgrades I'm going to do, is the 16 teeth pulley and the belts. I also accidentally, like many people, stuck their Allen wrench into their fan blade and broke their fan. So I'm going to also be replacing my fan. So I got a lot of upgrades to do. And I'm also going to try to replace these bearings as well, which I don't know if I'm going to be able to do. I'm going to attempt to replace these bearings. These are the bearings on the side. So got a lot of upgrades to do. And that one just slid right out. Caught it. Three down, 6 to go. Yeah, you got that right. I don't know how I'm going to get these off this rod. That's the other thing. So I bang these rods in with a hammer. Good luck getting them off. Okay, that looks good. Now I did read that these are going to feel very tight when I put them in. They're almost going to feel too tight. They're going to feel like there's something wrong, but they will, because they're self-lubricating. They will, wow, that was really good. They will eventually start to slide, especially after you start using the printer. So I'm not going to be too concerned if I feel it. God, I'm getting good at this. If I feel it start to tighten up on me as I'm putting these on. But they said that if it's too tight, like if you feel it grinding together, then there's a problem. Okay, so I got these all 4 on. So I'm going to take care of these 4, replace the belt while I'm at it. I got a new belt. I'll replace the pulley. And put this bottom part together and see how this works out. So here we go. Let's do this. Here's the old belt. Let's put this over here. Here's the rod. Let's just see how these slides on.
Hello.
Now they're quiet. Very quiet. I am going to wipe these rods clean. Okay. All right, so let me take that pulley off. Here, you know what? It'd be nice if I showed you what I was doing. I'm gonna bring the camera over. Okay, here's the old pulley. Let me try moving it for you. I just moved the camera, give it a second. Okay.
There's a flashlight.
Oh, cool.
How you making that?
So far so good. Okay, let me see if you can see this. So I'm going to put this that on. I know this wire is in your way. All right, this actually came with its own Allen wrench. Now I know why. I'm going to put it where I think it should be for now.
Do you want help?
No, I think I'm good. I get that on. I don't like it, but I got it on. Oh, so all I did was I took off the old pulley back here, which is off that motor, and I put on the new pulley, which is the 16 tooth pulley. They both should be 16 tooth, except this one, the old one had a wobble, and hopefully this new one won't have a wobble. So that's all I did while you were gone, and I finished up the inserting of these Igus bearings or Ingus bearings or Igus, however you want to pronounce it. Here's the old one. This feels a little bit sturdier, but as long as they work, I'm gonna keep it aside just in case. I could switch it back. Not a big deal. All right. So the next thing I want to do is put this together and then cut a piece of new cable for the bed. So let me start by doing that. So let's do this. Move the camera so you can see. Now what I tried to do is on the back of the printer, these smooth rods, they have those little plastic stoppers that stop the smooth rods from going through the other end. I'm using that as a guide, so I'm going to push these smooth rods back. I printed out this brace on the bottom that will brace the front of the printer. I'm going to put these on. I've already kept the screws on the printer, which will let me know where my actual printer was to set up. So I didn't move these screws. So I know where this brace was when I first started. So all I'm going to do is push this brace up to where this was, and hopefully everything will line up. But if it doesn't, I kind of know where everything lines up. So I'm going to push these up. And to make sure everything is square, I am going to take the front acrylic piece, put it on, put the smooth rods through the hole. This mat that I have down is just for vibrations, and so it doesn't slide on my table. And now, when I put everything through the hole, what I want to make sure is that the smooth rods are just long enough that when I push them, they hit the back of the frame and they are flush with the front of the hole here. So when I screw this in place, I'm going to be pushing these on and putting this on, and this will be my guide to make sure that my frame is in place on the front and the back. And then I can then just screw these bolts in place and then tighten everything up. But I'm going to make sure that these are flush right here, and that'll make sure that I'm perfectly aligned in the back and the front. So that's what I'm doing there. Oh, thanks, dude. Yeah, that'll anything like that when you're putting together the printer, like the mat being bunched up in the front, like Bob just mentioned. When you're screwing these screws together, you want to make sure that you don't have especially when you're working on the printer, if you have anything under there, like even the slightest thing, a piece of zip tie, for instance, if that's under there, when you're screwing this together, that screw is going to be lifted up on one edge, and that's going to just throw the whole printer off. You want to make sure you got a clean surface. Nothing is under there. Just be careful when you're working on things. The slightest thing, just make sure everything's pushed down. The slightest thing will throw the printer off. You'll be surprised.
Printer no.
What I'm making sure now is that I have the same amount of thread sticking out on this side that I do on this side. If I don't, I'm adjusting it. I'm screwing everything down tight. Making sure I don't have a wobble anywhere. Making sure I didn't loosen up the frame anywhere else. And looking good. Let's see how these move. Looks like they're sliding pretty easy right now. Okay, so let me think through how I'm going to tackle this belt situation. Because I need to put the belt on Okay, so I printed out this belt tensioner, and I'm going to put this belt tensioner on now. This is very nice. You take the old pulley off the Anet, and then you print out these two. This comes with this plate here, which has a screw, and then you slip these four, which are very tight to get on. You slip these through the front plate, the acrylic plate, and then you screw the belt to tighten it up. I highly advise it if you don't have it on. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this on next. And this has 4 nuts in it. Which are a pain to get in. We're going to do it live. this in further. There we go. We got it. Okay. So we're going to take this, I'm going to screw this back in place. Last night and before I test print. It was 3 a.m. last night and this morning when I got on wiring up to my Yeah, I missed the first part of that conversation. Pulls in place, wiring set up last night, did a test print. It was 3 a.m. last night, this morning. Yeah, you want to make sure you definitely have the wiring and everything in place, and I highly recommend that if you still have your stock power supply unit that came with the Anet, you definitely upgrade. I don't want to scare you. You know, I hate scaring people when they get, you know, a new printer and stuff. But if you have your stock power supply unit, change that out immediately. Go with a different power supply unit. One of the first things me and Bob on the channel that you see there, we're twins. One of the first things we did was we changed our power supply unit and popped on MOSFETs with different gauge wiring. That was like the first things that we did, after making sure the printer worked, of course, because we didn't want to invest anything into it unless the printer was working. So test your printer, make sure everything's working. Print a couple things off the SD card, and then obviously get a MOSFET if you can, at least the one. Do that, and I'll show you where I put mine, and then upgrade the wiring. At least get proper connections. Because you'll see on the Anet Facebook's page that it's very common for at least the back of the bed for those connections to burn out. Okay, gents, we are done that part. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we got this one there. Let's grab this. This back in there because we'll need this. Now this was only 2 meters. I'm praying this is enough to do replace the belts on the whole printer. Okay, so this has got to be enough to go around. I don't see anything inside of it, but looking at the top, I do see different colors, so hopefully that's a good sign. So I'm just measuring for right now, so I'm just going to go around. Put that down like that. Trying to think of the best way of doing this, because I think what I'm going to do is keep that on that roll. I don't know why I keep picking that up. And then going to screw this in. For right now. It's probably an easier way of doing this, and I'm probably not thinking of it. If you could think of an easier way of doing it, let me know. Also, X9, if you followed your video, if you followed the Anet video, which I'm sure you probably read this a million times by now, this plate on the bed should face downward, not upward. So when you lay your bed down, this plate should go down. This way you don't have any tension on your belt on the back of your bed when it goes on the furthest point back. If you follow the video has the plate facing up, and that's the wrong way. It won't really make that much of a difference. If you read the forum, it's like a 50-50. People have it facing up, people have it facing down. The proper way is facing down. I've had it facing up for the longest time and didn't see any issues with my print. In fact, my prints were perfect, so I wouldn't go out of your way to change it, but they say that's the proper way. So. All I'm trying to do is get a rough estimate on where to cut this new I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to lose too much of it. I think I'm going to go right about there. Hate thinking I'm going to be short, but wish me luck. I'll go a little bit more. Oh, it's too late. Too late. I did it. It's too late. It's a done deal. Let's see how I did. Oh, perfect. Okay. Alright, so now I get to screw the bearings on. So let me flip all these plates over. Man, you would think I did this before or something. Okay, I'm only going to do the corners. And I'm only going to screw them on very loosely.
Hey, Ricky. Ask Mom if she wants to watch the next one races and do it. 64.
Should you pour the belt in? Well, I'm sorry, what did I miss? Can you measure the old belt? Oh, dude, that was brilliant.
Alright, so restart it now, so time to watch it. It's been a great day.
That was brilliant. No, but you know what? Can I tell you? Yeah, that would have been a smart move. That would have been a smart move. Let's do that. Let me get this bed together and I'll do that. You know what? That's a really smart move. Yeah, let me do that, because that'll save me a world of hurt. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Man, where were you 10 minutes ago when I wasn't paying attention? Let's see how off I was though. Right, to the right is the new one, to the left is the old one. Look at this. Dude, I was like 2 inches off. Okay, I'm with you now.
in your jeans look like they have bootleg set the bottom. Those jeans don't do either one of them. You know what I'm talking about? Right, okay, so they're not wide up. Okay, can you pick me up a pair of the Wranglers for 14? Or whatever it costs like? Yeah. Bill. Mm-hmm. Really? I just need...
Alright, now we're cooking with mozzarella.
Yes. I think 1090, that would be fantastic.
Okay, so now I gotta take this plate back off again. Damn you, Bob. Damn you.
Can you give it... And they're 10 something a piece. Oh, fantastic. Okay, can you take a picture with anything? I definitely will. Thanks, honey.
I'm only doing this because you say I told you so, and then I'll never live it down. So, because if I take this off, I can bring that belt through that, screw it back onto the H plate, slide it back in, and not have to worry about lifting the printer back. I don't have to tilt the printer at all or take anything off the top. Comprende? So if I push this back like this, do this, get this under, read this through here, like a so. Bam, bam. Thank you, ma'am. Slide this under. Flip this around. Screw this down. You got it? See? It's genius. It's genius. Make sure all this is tight. With a little yank, and it is now. Now we could put this around this pulley.
Can you get the same price?
Slide this back through.
Some have stayed out, some have put tires on. What are these guys up front like Kyle Larson, those and Blaney that didn't take tires at the end of that stage? What are they looking to have happen for this to play out well for them? Jeff, they had 16 laps on their tires for that caution.
If not, I'll take two at the same time.
People on Facebook are probably laughing their ass off. What the hell? Can we ban this guy?
Too, Larry,
Okay,
they
so
sort of would like to see that caution come out in the next maybe 10, 15 laps. That would work out perfect for them.
Spin, turn 4.
Might have been a little too early there, Larry.
And caution waves. Danica Patrick.
this will tell me if my belt's too loose. Is it too loose? Is it too loose? I think it may be. No, I think we may be okay. I think we may be okay. We may be okay. We may be all right. I have just enough play to go ahead and tighten it.
Fantastic. Perfect.
We are okay. Okie doke. Let's go ahead and screw this back together, loosen that belt back up, put the bearings back on, make sure everything is level, yada yada yada.
Step out and came all the way around as they got to the center of the corner.
And don't rule out some of those guys that did just pit 2 right side tires only. I'd say we may see that. 7 of the top 10 not come to pit road.
Wow, they're coming in pit.
With the others fixed.
Sorry.
Well, here comes the 20
Here they
of
come.
Matt Kenseth, but remember he has to pit right
Holy
in front
shit.
of the 48 of Jimmy Johnson, and right in front of Kenseth will be the 1 of Jamie McMurray. Still loose in for Kenseth, Jamie.
Yeah, it does look good, doesn't it? You're damn right it does. Okay, so let me put this in.
And that strategy worked out well for Martin Truex Jr. Gonna pull a
Of course, we have no idea how these bearings work, but
21, extremely
this could be the death of me.
Remember, he's
Maybe taking all this apart tomorrow.
last on lap 97. Air pressure change on the 21. The 78 is away.
Kyle Larson able to get the overhead of Matt Kenseth.
Oh my God, there's gonna be a smash.
Watch what happened to Ryan Blaney coming on the pit road. Running for that car nice and clean as he enters the pits.
Okay, that was a complete hassle, but belt's on.
Kenseth just ahead. Was there contact? Oh boy.
Heavy damage. I think he was thinking that Matt Kenseth was going to peel off to go into his pit stall.
Yeah, because Kenseth is in the second pit.
What happened is Kenseth stopped. When he got to the commitment line, he stopped, and Blaney was going too fast and couldn't.
Thank you so much. Bill said thank you.
Love this song. Okay.
I have no idea how I missed this text message. How the hell
All
did
right, I might have to I might have to tighten that up a little bit, but I'll worry about that later. Okay, so let's bring these over.
Period. It's been a rough year for all of you.
Man, these just want to flip.
It's amazing. A slot machine. And you choose 30 seconds to play casino online at betfaircasino.com.
I love going to casinos. I don't like to wait for
The idea of not having to go anywhere with your money, it's fantastic. No parking fees, no toll fees. It's just one click away. Go to betfaircasino.com or download the Betfair Casino app. And when you sign up, you'll get $10 free. It's no brainer. Sign up and you get paid. Act now.
several weeks. I'm real sure he's gonna be good here today on those tires.
So that would be 3 wide down the back straightaway, I think. Oh, no. I couldn't quite get there.
Well, Kyle's being cautious. He knows that he's got a better car. He's got the fresher tire. He'll go by him, but he don't want to take a chance
That
on him.
ends it real loose getting into turn 3.
Truex has advantage, moves up to fourth.
And lead out.
We've seen a little bit of this outside DW out of Denton. His car starts really loose. It seems to come on well as the race goes on.
This second between the 18.
Kyle Busch had a big backup in turn 2 and almost got collected by
I
Truex.
am so impressed with Mike Lindau that he's been able to maintain his position so far this opening lap of that restart.
Damn.
But you know what I like about him? I mean, he's running the low line. He's doing the outside of these guys, and they got to get around him.
Team having a great run here. Relying Family Racing. Those are 24-lap tires. Jimmy Johnson down the inside.
Jim got loose underneath him.
See that happen even to the best drivers here. When you go in the corner underneath somebody, it just sucks you a little bit loose.
Henson goes by. Here's Jones now for seventh place. Can't get past him at the entrance to the corner.
No, but that was textbook right there. That's how you do it. See, he checked up a little early, got down in the corner, got settled into the bank, and then went back to the gas early and squirted by Michael Lindau.
All right, almost got all these on.
Eighth place now, Ryan Blaney. Team tweeted that they went the wrong way on the wedge on that stop due to a little confusion fixing the damage to the left front of his car.
Tell you what, it was pretty amazing how they popped that in right back out that middle front.
Let's tighten this up a little bit.
He made contact with Matt Kenseth.
That's some quick lane service right there.
It is. Good job.
That looks new. Well, here we go.
Oh, Michael Lindau really loses. Kevin Harvick got the injury bumper, and then a battle between Joey Logano and Chase Elliott a little further back.
And that's with all the 90 laps, almost got it up. We'll on that there fence.
I talked to a crew chief, Rodney Childers, for Kevin Harvick before the race. Didn't seem all that optimistic. Was a little concerned how their car might handle today. But the good news for the four fans is that Harvick just said, it's getting better. It's coming to me. Not nearly as loose as we were before.
I'm going to go ahead and tighten this down.
We go through that all the time. We talk about it almost every week. But the rubber lays down on the racetrack. Some cars like it. Some cars hate it. Obviously, they nail it for the rubber on the track. Track temperature has up to 120 degrees, 101 when we start. So track temperature pretty high right
Yeah,
now.
that cloud cover haze is starting to go away. That sun's coming out, and it's beating down on this racetrack.
Makes it greasy. Makes that rubber buildup kind of greasy.
Let's check with Larry and our Ford Performance Cutaway car.
Well, guys, the drinking word of the day is loose. We've heard everybody talking about being loose, and I think we felt like it reared its head here this weekend with this slow downforce aero package. This is a sport from last year, 61 inches by 3.5. Now you look at it, they took 1.1 inches off the top. Go to the front of the car, they took that downforce away from the front. Overall, we're about 400 to 500 pounds less downforce than last year. I think at a track where you spend 2/3 the time in the corner, it is definitely showing up today.
I think folks on downforce is grip. It just downforce pushes your car into the racetrack. When you have less downforce, the car wants to come up off the racetrack.
And so far, here in Dover today, this is where I've seen it play the biggest role, Larry. Back to what you're saying, you talking about the downforce and grip. It has really showed up as cars try to get side by side and how loose they get. Well, wow, look at this trend here for Kyle Busch.
Yeah, I think if you change loose wheel to lost wheel, but wow, what a comeback. My goodness. Into the top
All right.
into the top 10. He earned stage
I
points
feel
in
good.
stage one, and he just keeps
I hear a little bit of a click, but they,
first 18 laps.
my belt is really tight. I mean, really tight.
Here he led the first 18 laps and they had that farm in fifth and walked over coming, but here he is back second place.
This is when Mark Truex
and I am not seeing that wobble I seen before, so that is a good sign. Liking that. Liking that. So let's go ahead and put this plate back on
Car, I think that image helped that car.
and make sure these are.
Here's a Michael McDowell check. Remember, lap 123 is when he was last at pit road. Austin Dillon just gets past McDowell for 18th place.
Michael's got 12 starts here at Dover, so he's been here several times. And that car has had some good finishes over the last few years.
Austin Dillon,
What does that remind you of? Like, back in the day, Phil York, remember that old camera he had up in car at Daytona that time shaking like that?
you know what's really cool? Peter Larson, who with John Porter came from Australia to give us those great movable panic and tilt in-car cameras for CBS way back in the 1980s. Peter Larson and his group, now BSI, is still doing it today. So we'll salute them and show off some of their best work with some of these onboard views as we rank it up.
Okay, so far I am very pleased with that upgrade. Very nice. Very nice. Very, very nice. Very nice. Okay. Hey, do you want a cup of coffee over there?
I'll get it. I'll get it for you. I'll get it to you.
Sorry, just need to.
I'll tell you, but Mike, this track is so physical. With all the banking, the bumps, and how hard you have to work to get a car around this racetrack at a decent speed, it physically will take its toll.
Yeah, how disciplined you have to be. It makes you grip that steering wheel really tight because you're just holding on tight, sliding through these corners all the way around here for 400 miles.
This back, I mean, back in the day, we ran 500 miles.
Yeah, nobody's
Miles
just
per
telling
lap.
you guys
No,
to
no,
get
but it was,
500.
this was one of those races where they had to help you out of the car. I mean, it was so physically demanding. They literally had to come over and pick you up and get you out of the car when the race over.
I'm not sure if this is where Bobby Allison first introduced power steering to then Winston Cup racing.
I
I'm
get
sure this
DW a
is a
little
place
wave
where
out
he
the window with his
appreciated
power
it.
steering and DW didn't have his power steering.
He put his arm out the window and waved at me when driving by. I think he did that same thing on that little trotter we were on that day racing. He waved goodbye to all of us.
I remember when Ryan Blaney got into the back of Matt Kenseth coming onto pit road and did what we thought was some pretty heavy damage. There's Kenseth wheel hopping, trying to get down to pit road speed. There's the bump. There's the damage. Matt, how'd they get it fixed?
Well, when the 21 car hit the box, the damage, that left front corner, you can see it right
I actually should make the bed a lot lighter. Look, feel the weight of these.
But to take it to space,
I feel the weight of these.
Wow.
will it be hard? Yes.
For free.
But when we succeed, we will lift our fingers. Try the finger sandwich before it goes to space.
Get in the game with Cricket Wireless. We've got more 4G LTE coverage than T-Mobile or Sprint. And if you switch now, you can get a brand new smartphone for free with plans that start at only $30 per month. Cricket Wireless.
Alright, so the next thing I think I'm going to attempt to do is, how am I going to do this?
New peach from Margarita. Make it a margarita moment.
Thanks to Lance Corporal Daniel M. Swain.
How am I going to do these?
I'd like to thank the Navy. Thank you.
Thank you.
The land of the free. Because of the free. So you decided to go to college. That's cool. So pop quiz. Which is a better way to earn your degree? Commute to college and fill your gas tank, get stuck in traffic, drive in bad weather, try to find a parking space, walk a half mile to class, or learn online at Independence University. You don't go to college. College goes to you. That's independence. That's
Alright, I'm going to take this belt off because I got to do that.
including a brand new laptop and tablet included with tuition. Independence for an independent you. Call 1-800-780-0551.
The future isn't silver suits and houses on Mars. It's right now. Think about it. We can push buttons and make cars appear out of thin air. Find love anywhere. He's cute. And buy things from, well, everywhere. How? Because our phones have evolved. So isn't it time our networks did too? Introducing America's largest, most reliable 4G LTE combined with the most Wi-Fi hotspots. It's a new kind of network. Xfinity Mobile.
What I got you there, babe?
As their own conveying powerful.
That is awesome. You got the basic and you got the beefy. I just think it was me. Incredible. No way. Get goosebumps.
Get 17% below MSRP on all Silverado 1500 LT pickups in stock. That's over $8,100 on this Chevy Silverado. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Four tires, guys. Got a left rear problem here. Yeah, stop. Sensor's off. Fire rolling out here. I'm trying. Off the wheels. Holy crap, I must have drove into that thing overnight. Oh, I think it's a set of tires. We can do that much good.
Okay. Bolt belt. Put on the new pulley.
Mechanical issues. As we watched Denny Hamlin and Joey Logano battle for 11th place. Matt.
Like a year ago, Denny Hamlin finished second in the event, battling back from an improper fuel and penalty. This weekend here, he had the uncontrolled tire penalty on his second stop. Hamlin, one of those drivers, just does not like that loose on entry feeling with its much smaller blade. He's been battling that sensation. Now, if you can imagine the car just so unstable on entry.
Well, that's two guys that we normally would expect 11 and 22 to be fighting for the top five. Anyway, boy, they have both struggled this whole weekend with their cars.
Just over the last 15, 20 laps, Orlando didn't have a really small back. He's lost a lot of time. So that condition that he's dealing with is only getting worse as this run goes on.
This pulley has plastic on it.
Toyotas have all of the front four spots. Let's look at our Toyota top performers. As we close in on halfway, Kyle Busch, after losing that wheel, has come all the way back to second. Martin Truex has led 70 laps. He's third. Matt Kenseth in fifth. Eric Jones in sixth. Then Hamlin and Suarez.
Earnhardt was 32nd, now he's 18th.
Look, they put shrink wrap on this pulley.
Sixth place car. And here's Hamlin. There we go. To lead the battle. Checking out Dale Earnhardt Jr. in 18th. Jamie.
I said I don't have to worry about the grub screws coming out.
They used a little bit of Jimmy Johnson's setup, kind of the best of the 48 and the best of the 88. So it's a hybrid, something that Junior was really happy with, and things that they confirmed on that GM simulator on Thursday. But so far today, he is just tearing things loose. He is full away. Next stop, he wants wedge in the left rear. Wants to pick that left rear up. He thinks that's the only thing that's going to help.
Well, I gotta say, I've been there and done that. Being a teammate to Jimmy Johnson and seeing him have so much success. He's so fast here, watching all of his data, doing everything, and he's been extremely helpful as a teammate over the years to everybody. And I know he's really been working with the 88 and Dale Earnhardt Jr., but he just drives this place different. He drives it a unique way, and that setup seems to work really well for him. Hard to work for anybody else.
I like what they told us in the driving when we were having our pre-race show. You just tell them the truth. And he said, I can tell if the guy's buying what I'm selling or not by looking in his eyes. And he felt like Dale Jr. in early and he likes what he was telling him. So I'm surprised 88's not better than him.
Jimmy Johnson started in the back after they changed the gear last night, rear end gear. And now he is in fourth placement.
Yeah, it certainly didn't take him long to get toward the front, did it? But Chad Canales' crew chief encouraging Jimmy to stay focused as he gets through traffic, telling Jimmy, I'd like to see some laps in the 24:60 to 70 range. There have been too many of them in the 90s. Jimmy adjusting the track bar inside the car and says it's still a little bit itchy to start the run, trying to get a little more stability in that 48.
And this is what you gotta love about Chad Canals and this combination, how it's been so successful. This is a crew chief. Yes, he's won 7 championships, but so has his driver won 7 championships. Because we got a little issue, 22 down to 3 and 4.
Joey Logano pounded the wall in turn 3, right front tire.
Right front tire, he saw him go up the hill. I know. Yeah, make pretty hard contact.
He was running 11th.
Are you playing games with me? Where's your cell phone?
22 and 11.
I seen mom getting excited about Earnhardt, and I sent you a text message. When I send you a text message, say Anita said, and she knows I'm involved with her. Okay? Okay? Did you see the text message I sent?
Hey, that's pretty light
Yes or no?
contact. I think they can certainly fix this. I think I'd be more concerned with what caused
Okay,
it.
I couldn't hear you, you're breaking up. Something wrong.
I don't know, this car is
If you call me back, I can't hear you.
wasn't very good at Charlotte. I couldn't have did it.
There, you got 45 laps to go in this stage. What do you do?
No question, 4 tires. This is the longest green flag run we've had, 49 laps, so it'll be clean down on pit road.
They all in the free pass. Here's Vince.
Jimmy Johnson worked so much in practice yesterday on getting the most out of this first pit box, being fast enough but not too fast to get every
Alright,
bit
I'm
of
going
it
to
he
change
can as
those
an
right
advantage.
now.
Loose on landing, tight center off for the 48, Jamie.
Kyle Larson said the balance is good. On sticker tires, just starts off a little tight, but then the drive off is great. The happiest driver I've heard, a 4-tire stop, man.
And Martin Truex Jr. comes to a stop, empty box and ahead for easy exit. He asked his team, did you do anything different? It felt different on the left rear this time. Cole Byrne told him no. Meanwhile, the 18 of Kyle Busch, his car just continuously gets
Rick, I think your cell phone's dying. You keep calling me from the home phone. Can you call me from your cell phone?
close was it between me and 78, Mike?
Well, Martin Truex will pick up 1 spot, but Kyle Larson will be the first on pit road. We'll show you the battle for second behind Kyle Larson. That's how close it was. Wow.
I would put that phone in the charger, Rick. You sound a lot better than me. Yeah, I heard you.
Yeah, dude, this one right here,
Earnhardt.
this one right here moves. I can slide this one out.
You just read it off the TV.
See it? So that one will slide out. This one right here, on the other hand,
Okay.
not budging at all.
Alright, well, it's making
Um, And the funny thing is, that's the one I think that I hammered in with the hammer. So I don't know
Oh, yeah, it was 32nd, and it was 18.
And I don't want to bend because I can literally see
She said, well,
these rods bending. And I don't want to bend this.
This friendship with the Anet body. It's killing the body.
I don't know what to do at this point.
Why didn't you give her the peanuts?
So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and change these couplers down here at the bottom.
Oh, it's
Hey, just so you know, dude, I've seen this on the internet. Let me know if you can see. See these? See these wires? I'm going to go ahead and yank mine out.
yeah. How I see this.
Okay. Let me know when you can see
Here
this.
in a little bit.
Okay.
The race is coming back on. Alright, Rick. I suggest you leave her alone. I suggest you stop running your mouth around.
Okay. Now watch.
And remember one thing. She has long-term memory. She knows what the monster knows. She knows what Bill knows.
Well, the good thing is it's not.
Yeah, you're right. See, as long as you yell, Daddy, girls, you should be in a great mood. Alright,
Okay. Let me move my hand.
give me that squeaky. Give me that squeaky.
Good strategy is a long way from being over in this race. He came right down in front of Truex Jr.
I think Truex was having him trouble. Truex had to have been having a little trouble himself. That might have been contact, but they both were fighting it up on corner.
He didn't just slam the door, he about knocked it off its hinges.
That's just going to add a little fuel to the fire on what we saw and heard out of Mark Truex Jr. earlier.
Donovan just getting in front of Earnhardt and I say, what the heck was I thinking? I don't get behind me.
You see it now? So if I slide this back into the hole, which really my screw should be holding this in, but it's not. Let me put this phone. Let me put this down. Yeah, that worries me because that should be holding that back in, and that's not holding back in. There's that nut.
Type of bleeding of air, whether it's through the valve skin cap, whether it's through little small micro holes in the sidewall, and this is not unusual. They do it at places like this. How many times in this race already have we heard Dale Earnhardt Jr. talk about the air pressure of the tires? So if you can bleed that air off,
And that nut is screwed all the way in, and it's not
Those are the joints, the bumps that you go through here. You work that sidewall, that tire. You can get a right front tire built at 55, 60 pounds of air pressure.
this is awfully free.
Well, we've been right along with Austin Dillon, and we showed you how rough this racetrack can be. So not only does it build the air pressure, but you need all the grip and all the spring rate you can have in those tires to maintain that ride quality.
Oh, it's free because there's no belt on it.
38 laps
The bell
to go in
roll.
stage 2. Let's ride full throttle with Austin Dillon and the number 3 AAA Chevy.
Shocks, tires, suspension, everything is coming up through that racetrack, through those tires to give you this picture and give you that feel that that driver is doing.
Give me that squeaky.
See, I'm able to just continue to turn this, and it's just turning.
Reagan had a problem, almost brought out a caution, but he's made it around the pit road here. Just took one out, right side damage.
So that's concerning me. That's not tightening up. Once that,
Usually when it happens that early after a caution,
and that can easily, I mean, that can easily just pop out, dude.
with another.
He was running 22nd.
Oh,
Stop under that caution. He used the wave around, trying to get his lap back, and did, but then lost the tire.
Mike, that's the downside to not having as many tires as you. You start trying to manage your tires.
now as an extra precaution, I don't know if you know this, but these clips,
Mike, the issue with the tire for Joey Logano, he'd been telling the team that he had been on the tighter side. Now, I spoke to the tire engineer who examined
they came with the Anet.
after it came off the
I never installed them.
nothing really stood
You're
out
supposed to
indication of
clip one to here,
caused that issue.
and then you're supposed to screw them onto here, which in turn is supposed to hold this wire in place. So I'm going to do that now.
Sidewall failure, but that's normally air pressure in camper. When you don't have low air, you got too much camber in that tire, you'll work the inside of it and you'll break that knee.
Things are heating up here up front.
I have this,
Big chunk of that gap out of Kyle Larson through 3 and 4.
I think they definitely made Trix's car a little bit better on this last pit stop. And he's now able to get up here and challenge Kyle Larson for the lead. Trix really good around the bottom. They're going to closes when he runs that bottom line. 42's up the hill just a little bit. Truex looks like his car is perfect. 42 not so much. Maybe off just a little wee bit. Right there you see that close right in the middle of the corner. Right when you get back to the throttle.
And as these two are battling, third place Jimmy Johnson is creeping into this picture.
Black cars ahead. Jimmy Hill stays high at the racetrack. You saw the
It's not getting loose.
At 42 is just a little loose. Looks like we may see a replay of what we saw earlier when Martin had to get up there and put a little bump. Whoa.
I think he's going to clear.
that's the way it should look. In fact, there should be the second one. Should be right here, holding the other wire on. But that's the way it should look.
Last year. He would not even thought about that last year. And what I love, you don't grab the guy, you just worry him to death.
So let me put the second one on.
If you're going to push me up the hill once he
And that actually will stop that wire from coming off.
Drivers, you can't rattle him.
At least give me some protection that if that wire should come loose and fall,
Inside the race car and handles these situations.
it won't start a fire of some sorts.
Well, Brad, glad you brought up worry because we're going to take a listen to how Derek Nealon, the spotter for Kyle Larson, helped Kyle worry less with our Liberty Mutual Insurance spotter coverage.
I don't know if it's second to third or what it is, but like Kyle takes off and he's as soon as he gets above the start finish line and hits that heat shift, he like launches up the whole car like he's able to get even.
So knowing what the competition is up to and how they are better, helps the driver worry less. Spotter cam up on the roof with a great view of Dover International Speedway, where in 26 laps we'll have the conclusion of stage 2. Jamie.
Well, it's interesting. Kyle Larson's first 2 runs of this race, he was close. In the next 3 runs, he was tighter. But now he's loose, and they haven't made any adjustments. They line up a track bar. Perhaps next stop, they'll definitely take a swing at it chassis-wise. Vince?
Well, Jimmy Johnson has won the race here at Dover 10 times before, and he looks like he's going to be a contender to maybe get number 11 and maybe tie Cale Yarborough for that 83rd victory on the all-time list. Jimmy working that track bar inside the car. The one concern they have, tires. They've only got 3 sets of stickers remaining. They have glued up a set of scuffs, put the lug nuts back on, but Chad Knaus warning Jimmy Johnson, tires could be an issue down the stretch.
Whoa, turn 3 up the hill. Cole Whitten, I thought he was headed for the wall because he got a big shot going off in turn 3 by Regan Smith, and that happened right in front of the race leader.
What you saw the cause of that
Turn
happened.
2 car on the wall.
Goodness, it looks like the
All right, I feel safer now. That feels a lot safer. Okay, so let's do some with these bad boys.
That looked like the right one. Now, Landon Castle also took the wave around. He was in 21st place, so he had a lot of laps on those tires.
Yeah, I think that right front's down like what we've seen all these others. Get back here, and the car just goes up and you can't do anything good with it when it's got the right front flat.
Well, what's got to be really worrisome for these crew chiefs and drivers right now is, okay, you got to conserve tires. You don't have a lot of tires left, but you're seeing tires fail and people get in the wall.
Yeah.
Matt,
And Mike, up and down pit road, teams are starting to re-glue up sets of tires that they've already used. That's a set that came off Denny Hamlin's car. They've got 3 sets of stickers in the pit, working on gluing up a scuff set number 4.
well, that first set only has 18 laps on it, plus qualifying, which could have been 1, 2, or 3 rounds.
I think we're going to see a mixed bag here because we're going to go back racing with about 15 laps to go to the end of stage 2. I think a lot of the guys up front are going to stay out thinking about that stage. I think guys near the back will come get their 4 and then stay out at the end of stage 2. I think you'll see a mixed bag here.
Danica Patrick gets the free pass. His car 1 lap down.
I think it makes sense in 42 if you see him on pit road. That car was not good. The car was loose. He needed to work on it, Jamie.
And he just told Chad Johnson, his crew chief, we're junk. I don't know what happened. Maybe it's this set of tires. So they said, let's bring it on down, put a new set of tires on it. And you see they are going to make a chassis adjustment there, although they're risking it. He said because if another set goes on and our car is good, well, we just went the wrong direction.
Finalizing the finish earlier, they had a 2-tire stop. This time they get 4. 21 to go in stage 2. Martin Truex Jr., your leader.
Can't thank everybody up here enough. And everybody in the shop.
I'd like to say thank you to them that are watching at home.
These are nice heavy duty ones.
Daniel F. Swain. I want to thank the Army.
I like these.
Lance Corporal Scott Harper and the local VA.
Master Sergeant Anthony Ray Charles Jones,
Corporal John Harrison Keener Jr.
and Petty Officer Joshua Thomas Harris.
I just want to thank the Marines. I'd like to thank the USO.
I just want to thank the Air Force.
And Lance Corporal Taylor Przenski. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
The land of the free because of the brave.
Okay, so I read several methods when doing this. It makes your paper length up.
To choose how they live as they age. We advocate for health and financial security. We strengthen communities everywhere. AARP, real possibilities.
I'm going to do my method, which is using this.
At Smithfield, we're busy slow smoking. Before you sizzle, we hand select and hand trim. Before you were born, we gave birth to flavor, which you'll find in every bite of our naturally delicious hickory smoked bacon. Flavor hails from Smithfield.
Chevy is the most awarded car company 3 years in a row.
Rude.
Let's see how quickly you can read through all their awards. 2017 Motor Trend Car of the Year.
Kelly Blue Book 2016 Best Resale Value. US News Best Car for the Money. Then Best blah blah blah.
We've got 9 more to go. 2017 IIHS Top Safety.
2017 North American Car of the Year.
Awards.
Now through June 12th, 0% financing for 72 months on all 2017 Chevy Tahoe models. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
stage two, everybody's leaving because when the caution comes out here, all of that hot rubber that's been laid down on the racetrack comes up onto the tires and sticks. So you got to move back and forth and get rid of that so that you've got a smooth surface to get traction when we restart.
Yeah, the track is black.
now as the 2017 Toyota Camry XSE base car continues to be
Unlike you can get BMW, you can get the rubber off the rear tires because you can spin them. The front tires are the ones that are the toughest to get off.
I think that's why these restarts are treacherous as they are, and particularly when you stay out.
First cars on new tires are 19th and 20th place. Kyle Larson and Regan Smith. Truex versus Johnson.
This may be a preview of things to come.
And here comes Larson, 3 wide around the top, passing 2, 4, 5, down to the bottom. He's going 4.
I'll tell you, he's got 4 fresh tires on that car. He's going to go somewhere with them, I promise you that.
That was an impressive opening lap.
Larson said, I think I can get, better wait. He was thinking about it.
Well, that is his teammate just ahead. Or alongside.
Well, and a good buddy of his in Casey Kane.
Third place teammates battling for third, as they are for 10th.
What an incredible run by the 18 car to get back up here, running forward. Got a pretty good race car. Got all that damage, not slowing him down a bit.
Kyle Larson's led 115 laps so far today, Jamie.
And he's pushing hard, but Richie just told him, take it easy on your stuff. We want to stay out here when the stage is up. And Mike, just an update on those tires I told you NASCAR came and took to check. Well, after about 10 minutes, NASCAR brought him back, gave him back to the team, and gave him a thumbs up.
Jamie, they took him down and gave him a bath. That's how you usually dip the tires in a cup of water while they're seeing it leaking anywhere. Looking for a slow leak. Slow leak. I've heard about slow leaks.
Mark Truex is checked out. He's almost a second ahead of Jimmy Johnson as we run the last 13 laps of this stage in the crossing his drive.
I did think at the 42 when they told him to slow down a little bit and take care of his stuff, he did back it down a notch, but he was tearing up through there passing everybody. Now he just kind of looks like he's maintaining to the end of this stage.
You know, Martin Truex has been in victory lane, and boys, he's piling up the playoff points. Every one of these stage wins, remember, they carry through all the way to the final race at Orlando, Miami in November. He's got 17 playoff points in the bank now. I mean, wow.
That's a lot.
That's going to be a lot. And we don't really know because it's the first year with stages and stage points and playoff points of how this is really going to factor in. But I got to believe give Mark Truex Jr. that kind of a bonus, with that kind of a lead going to the playoffs, it's going to pay off big for him. And that, remember, that goes all the way through the playoffs until you get to home stage. You can make it there.
Landon Castle's been in the wall again, kind of like Stenhouse earlier. No caution this
Front
time.
tire down again.
He'll be headed for the run. Headed for good load at least. No caution. 11 to go, stage 2.
Cars run some pretty equal times, Mike. 24.50 on the leaders, 24.40, 40, 47, 50, 50. Pretty much that first 5 or 6. really
Yeah,
smart
it's got
guy.
some
They're
marble.
really good guys. Really good cars start to surface the latter part of the race.
Quick recap of penalties thus far. Chase Elliott too fast exiting back about lap 50, and Denny Hamlin uncontrolled tire. Trevor Bayne too fast exiting at about lap 123. So very light on penalties so far. Joe Gibbs Racing, when they won here last year, that was their 7th victory of the year. All 4 drivers.
All right, that's installed.
This year, winless in point races is how they run. Matt?
Like Denny Hamlin, you can see him running in the 12th position. His car is really taking a swing on polar opposite. He's been fighting loose much of the race. Now he's in the just worn-out car at the first third of the quarter. They put some tape on the grill. He's got another minor adjustment. One issue on his stop. Dustin, the case of front feature. The belt had a little bit of a hiccup. He got stuck in neutral just for a brief second there. Lost a little bit of time on that stop.
Okay.
Did somebody say Kyle
Um,
was told to slow down?
I was gonna say, I know
It, no, this one right here moves, but this is supposed to wobble. I'm not getting any wobble on the smooth rods. But these feel pretty sturdy down here at the bottom, and they're really straight, really straight. So, yeah, to answer your question, not seeing what I was seeing. Hopefully, so far so good. Moving on. I'm gonna go ahead and put the tensioner back on this side. Put the belt back on.
2 laps to go in stage 2.
Hopefully I have enough belt to do this. I think I do. It looks like I do.
Like when you stand in the pits and you clock people, you know, he said, well, you're better than him, but you're not as good as that guy.
I think it goes back to what we talked about with Kyle Larson. He just likes to pass cars.
You told me that one time. Mike, I think this pit road, though, it's a 35-mile-an-hour speed limit. Very narrow, very tight pit boxes. I think that's why we're seeing so many.
Dude, I gotta tell you, the weight difference between the bearings that came with the Anet and the Aegis bearings are huge. So I'm kind of curious on how that's going to play out when it's actually printing, because that's a lot of weight lifted off the bed frame, moving back and forth.
Stage 2 at his home racetrack.
Can you check on your mother, please? I don't know if she's screaming Holly or help me. Don't yell and stop screaming. Okay.
put so much effort into engineering the Can-Am Defender? Well, why do you put so much effort in everything you do? Because a job worth doing is worth doing right. Can-Am Defender. Tough, capable, clever. Get a 3-year BRP limited warranty plus a $1,500 cash rebate on 2016 Defender models. Visit your local dealer for details.
Pushing an interesting pit stop. Second place Jimmy Johnson in pit stall 40. Third place Matt Kenseth, his rival, in pit stall 39. Here they come.
Here they come.
Vince.
Well, it's been a point of contention too, Mike, for the 48 and also the 1, which has to pit in front of the 20 today because of that penalty that the 20 had. Jimmy Johnson says the car's pretty good, but still a little too loose on landing. Matt Kenseth in that 20 needs some help when he gets back to the throttle. That's what they're working on, man.
And the 78 of Mark Truex comes to a stop. His changes have been doing a great job today. Chris Taylor and Lee Cunningham, he says, on the splitter early, a little too free here near the end of that run. Meanwhile, the 18 of Kyle Larson, the change they made air pressure-wise did not help. They were reversing that. The car just too flat the first few laps. Back to green, no break.
Kyle Larson, you see, did come in for those, perhaps for those two new left side tires that they have. Mark Truex is your stage winner. We spoke to him a little earlier. Let's talk to the stage 2 runner-up.
Hey, Jimmy, this is Jeff. You got me? Well, man, awesome job coming up from the back. I guess we should be
He just
surprised.
doesn't.
You've done it before and won this race from the back, but
Yeah, I know you won
you know,
this
we're
game.
just watching all the different challenges and chaos
You're the
going on
only
in this
one.
race and pit strategy, tire
Got
strategy.
understand.
What's it going to take to win this race? Looks like you got a great race car.
Yeah, we definitely have a great race car, and I think the way it's unfolding, who has enough tires might be a big factor in the way this thing plays out. The cars are driving a lot different the past year. Corner entry can be really sensitive. A lot of guys are losing.
What's up, babe?
So it's been a much more challenging race.
I'm gonna go for a ride.
Okay, where you going?
Give him a ride.
For what? She having all the, she's having all the time.
She's actually not doing too bad.
Ryan Blaney.
Chrissy picked you up 2 pair of jeans that were on sale at Kmart, which is all the way down by Maryland,
Right.
for $10.90. So she picked up 2 pair of jeans for me.
Okay.
Yeah, she's gonna drop them off. I'll put the money in the mailbox.
Oh, crap.
For those who create their own path, always unstoppable.
Hey, curly-haired man.
Hey,
You're going to want to sit down for this. Because you can get a large 2-topping Pizza Hut pizza for $7.99 delivered. And with the new Pizza Hut delivery tracker, we'll text you when your order's on the way. The best pizza delivery deal. Now, easier to track.
Hey, Bill, are you cool with Arby's?
No, yeah, that's fine.
Huh?
Yeah, that's fine.
Wars from engines, deep with wars of fans. Stadium lights, spotlight football. It's truck season America.
I'm taking the dog with me, but if you hear her outside, don't look. I'm telling her to go to my mom.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out where she is. Oh, let's go see Jinx and Holly. Come on, let's go. Let's go see Jinx and Holly. You do? Come on, let's go see Jinx and Holly. Come on. I'll go for a walk. Alright, Mommy, I'll get you a make it back.
Nothing gets you closer than Nasaport. Unlike antihistamines that target one cause of your symptoms, Nasaport stops more. And stopping more gets you closer to zero. Nasaport stops more of what makes you miserable.
Burn relief. Itch relief.
Shit.
Ouch relief. Full-on 8-inch relief spray with maximum strength lidocaine. Numbs pain, relieves itch, and starts killing
starts now.
In the garage area, they have repaired or replaced the axle shaft on Ryan Blaney's car. The half shaft, boy, that was quick.
Well, you know why? They did the same thing happened last week, remember? So I guess they were prepared in case it ever happened again. Not thinking what happened again today.
Concrete pit box, asphalt pit road. So he's back on track. Believe it's a lap meeting down. We'll check that out. Kyle Larson with left side tires. Truex, Johnson, Matt Kenseth, Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick, Chase Elliott, Casey Kane, Denny Hamlin, Eric Jones. They are the first 10 of 23 lead lap cars. Ross Chastain got the free pass. We're ready to go back to green.
154 laps under the line. No, that's a long way to go with not many tires.
Geico restart zone. Here we go.
I don't think Kyle Larson is overly happy with Martin Truex and what happened earlier in the day.
A little bump and run. Bump and run.
They're going to put on a show and duel it out here in this restart. Jimmy Johnson going to try to take advantage of this. Gets the outside of Truex. Boy, this is going to put a lot of pressure on Truex. He's going to be able to get this pass.
Big slide for Truex.
Man, how did he save that car? Incredible job by Truex not to take that 42 out. That was
Or
great.
himself out. I was talking to Mark Truex about this about last week. I said, you said you were so loose. You make it look so easy because, oh man, I'm on the edge, I'm on the edge. Well, that's the first time I've seen it actually look hard because he almost lost it.
See, I don't know how he keeps off that right here. I mean, that is inches.
You could about fit a dollar bill in between those two fenders.
Boy, Jimmy Johnson loved it because he turned to the bottom and moved right into second place.
And I think right out of the corner of his eye, I believe Carson saw that happening, even moved up about a foot just to get a little extra room. Great driving by both of them.
I don't think he saw it. I think he felt it. I think he felt it in there, and you had to give him a little room.
Come back down. One way to go, everybody.
Martin Truex.
Yeah, there's just for whatever reason, Martin and Kyle Larson, they got a little thing going today. They're getting a little annoyed with each other.
10th place here. Just ahead of them, Kyle Busch has driven past the 5 of Casey Kane, who is 7th. Eric Jones still in the mix here in 9th.
Yes, sir. Hanging tough.
Vince.
How about Casey Kane running up well inside the top 10 for much of the day today and says the car feels good now. They just put 4 tires on it, no other adjustments. I think the strongest effort we've seen from that 5 car this season. Remember, he did have one top 5, 4th place in the second race in Atlanta, but it's been a long time since we've seen him look this good.
You know when you start talking about Jimmy Johnson the most? The latter part of the race. Of course. That's when he turns it on.
You know, it's interesting you say that, DW, because if you look at the stats, Jimmy Johnson's not dominated this race like we've seen in the past since 2014, but yet he still has a win or two in there.
I think it's the knowledge of the track. I think you know the track's going to change, and you're going to change a little bit here and there. It's Chad knowing what to put in the car to make it good at the end of the day. And the other thing I think is important is his conditioning. That man stays on the wheel all day long.
Like we heard from Martin Truex's side, here's the 42, Kyle Larson.
Okay, you lay down, that's about that one, too. I don't hear 3. Amen.
I like that.
Two further commitments.
Just racing.
Oh, just racing hard. Now, this is the first up the racetrack. Oh, contact.
Whoa, he got into the side of the 48 that time.
Well, the
Watch
door
him
was
be back
open.
to 48 now.
Goodness gracious.
Here comes Gibson in the 20.
Just remember, Mike, definitely is that 42 and the 48, they got the same engine on the hood. There's a Hendrix engine up on the hood of that 42 car.
This was more than close.
Contact.
Roger.
Look, car to wall.
That is Landon Castle again. No caution. He's going to get it down to the apron and bring it around to pit road. Miles the Monster must be ready for dessert by now.
I've never seen him smile so much.
It's like Gordon Ramsay cooked him a 10-course meal today. Here's Jimmy Johnson's right now.
For that 78, thank you, Will. Maybe the 78 had to take the 42 rear tires up to 130 this race for blocking. I'm sure you can do the same. 40 south side,
Yeah, he went in there chasing him up the racetrack right before all that incident happened to him. So,
Maybe he's not going to do that until he has to.
JD.
As far as the 48 of Jimmy Johnson is concerned, if they've had a weak spot in this part of the race, it's just been their short run speed. The first 10 laps of the run, but once the run starts to string out, Jimmy Johnson is really fast. So we'll keep an eye on this and how long this run goes, whether or not Johnson can get past that 42.
Yeah, I think Jimmy's sitting in a really nice spot here. The 42 got the extra laps on his right side tire. Johnson should be able to move the car better on the long run. He should be able to get the lead.
DW, something I'm seeing right now is Truex is actually falling back. You know, he lost that track position. I don't know if he has some damage that may have come from that little contact with the 42 or the 48, but Matt Kenseth got by him. He's actually rolled away a little bit.
Yeah, you know what happens sometimes, Jeff? You lose your temper, you get upset, you do a couple of things that don't work out for you, and then you got to calm down, you got to back off a little bit, catch your breath, regroup, and then go again.
On that last restart, it looked like Ryan Blaney's car was only pulling with one wheel, and he went to the garage. We got debris high on the front stretch, bringing out the caution here at lap 264. Might have been from Landon Castle's car, but not sure. Yes, okay, he got another tire and went back out. 137 laps to go. Let's talk about the why of tire allotments. Larry, it wasn't that long ago that these teams were allowed to buy all they wanted.
Well, it's where they can set their budget for the year, and it's one less set than what we had here last year. But here with 136 laps to go, these teams have 16 laps on this set of tires, Mike. I just don't see how in the world you can think about putting pit road, getting 4 tires, unless they're thinking about putting some of those scuffs that they re-glued up from earlier in the race.
Paul Menard will get the free pass on this caution flag. So let's have a look and see if anybody comes. The lead lap cars were last on pit road at lap 243, 21 laps ago.
Yeah, I don't think anybody will come in. I think this will stay out kind of time right here.
Counting the stage ends, this is the 11th caution flag of the day. Time now for an eBay Motors race break. Let's join Chris Myers.
Thanks, Mike. And with Michael Waltrip, a quick recap. Kyle Busch, the pole sitter, who's led 19 laps earlier. Tire comes off. He loses track position, fell to 35th after leading.
And damage that left rear corner of the car, but it doesn't seem to have hurt much. He's been really competitive. The tire changer thought the guy was putting the lugs on, but the wrench was reversed, knocking those nuts off.
Back inside the top 10, Kurt Busch, Bruce, and Brad Keselowski roped for Penske Racing in the fourth.
Yeah, a couple of weeks in a row for Brad. Man, that's a shame. Kurt had a fast car. It just shows you how close to reckon these guys are every lap.
Joey Logano with a right front tire issue going into the wall. He was running 11th, and Martin Truex Jr. a showstopper. Johnson, who started at the back, and he's worked his way all the way up, but he's yet to actually lead this race.
Yeah, the last time he won here, I don't think he took the lead for like 23 to go for the first time. So Jimmy just steadily and constantly marching his way to the front. I think he says, that's cute, y'all winning all those stage points. I want to be around when the checkered flag falls, and he's in a position, Chris, to do that again here today, making his record-breaking 11th win here at Dover.
If he can do it, and it seems like Kyle Larson, there's some things going on in this race. What have you seen over the first two stages you think it will play out at the end of this race? Remember last year, the fall here, they finished with over 200 green flag consecutive laps to finish the race.
Well, look at Larson. He's on a different tire strategy right now. They'll get matched up, he, Johnson, and Truex, and I think we're going to see a heck of a battle. They came together, and then also Matt Kenseth lurking right there as well. So there's so many plays that are going to so many things that are going to play out over the last half of this race. It's going to be awesome.
And we still have, remember, after this race, we're halfway, 13 races to NASCAR's playoff. That is your race break. Let's get back upstairs and join Jeff, Darrell, and Mike.
Wow.
Thanks, Chris. 134 laps to go here, but it's a big day of motorsports because up in Epping, New Hampshire, the NHRA has the New England Nationals coming up next on FS1. Look at this earlier today. Terry McMillan had his hands full in round one. His dragster suffered a colossal explosion during the elimination rounds. On Friday, Courtney Force had a similar incident in her car. And it's all happening on the quarter mile in New Hampshire. On FS1 next.
Courtney's over Bill Allen yesterday watching Graham Rahal win that race yesterday handily, I might say. So, yeah, they're having a good weekend.
So let's get some audio about this restart from Team 42.
I don't know why, because their launch is so much better than mine. Like a 78 always kind of beats me on all the restarts.
Well, we'll work on that. We'll see if we can do something about that.
He's not alone. Everybody that's gone up against the 70, I think back to Charlotte last week, Jimmy Johnson, he couldn't match that launch that the 78 had. So they definitely, not only they have a fast race car on the racetrack, they've got a car that can really get up to speed.
This thing is really setting up though. Mike Larson, Jim is third, and Chase Elliott sixth. Those three guys went at it hard and strong here at the end of the race last year.
You heard Austin Dillon spinning those tires, weaving back and forth, trying to get all that excess rubber off these tires.
24 lead lap cars, including Paul Menard, who got the free pass. Larson and Johnson, two Chevys on the front row. Then two Toyotas, Kenseth and Truex. Harvick's Ford, Elliott Chevrolet. Kyle Busch, Kane, Jones, and McMurray, the top 10.
Pretty good launch for that 42 there. I mean, that was as good as I've seen him do on the restart.
Will it be easy to get to the inside? You're not going to outdrive Larson into the corner.
Man, boy, did Truex have trouble getting into three, though. He had to get back out of the gas. That opened the door for the 24 car here. He comes on the outside of Truex down in turn one. Where did he come from? Boy, he's just been steadily coming to the front. He just quietly worked his way up into the top five here.
Jimmy Johnson has not yet led today. Last May, he didn't take the lead till lap 383, or rather in 2015. Didn't take the lead till lap 383 with 17 to go. Suarez outside Jones, a couple of rookies.